but they can't be here today. So
our mission is preventing self-harm, and our mission is to keep the parents aware of their kids and what they're doing. For example, some kids are suffering from depression, cutting or hurting, and eating disorders, and some people don't know because they're hiding it. But we want to make parents aware, to ask questions and see how their child's doing.
here are some examples to see or know if somebody is harming themselves. Here's some warnings then. Cutting or severely scratching your skin, burning or scalding yourself, hitting yourself or banging your head in 3 ways, and punching things or throwing your body against walls or hard objects, sticking objects into your skin, intentionally preventing wounds from healing, and swallowing poisonous substances or inappropriate objects. Oh, okay. Well, we didn't use really anything, but we made this website ourselves. So we created all of this, and we put all the links in, and so we found all the research and put it together.
Family awareness signs and display wounds or scars from the cuttings, the bruises, the burn, usually on the wrist, on the thighs or chest. If you see the blood stains on their clothing, towels, bedding, or blood-soaked tissues. Some sharp objects from cutting instruments, such as razors, needles, glass shards, or bottle caps in the person's belongings. Like frequent accidents, someone who self-harms may claim to be clumsy, and may have mishaps in order to explain any injuries. Covering up. A person who self-injures may insist on wearing long sleeves or pants even in hot weather. Needing to be alone for long periods of time, especially in the bedroom or bathroom, and isolation and irritability.
Here are just a few eating disorders to watch out for these signs. Refusal to eat and denial of hunger, and intense fear of gaining weight, a negative or distorted self-image, excessive exercise, flat mood or lack of immersion, irritability, constipation, abdominal pain, dry skin, frequently being cold, irregular heart rhythm, low blood pressure, dehydration, fear of eating in public, preoccupation with food, social withdrawal, thin appearance, and trouble sleeping. And this was one of the pictures that we made ourselves.
Click on this one?
Yes.
We have some myth or fact. One myth would be people who cut and self-injure are trying to get attention, and the real fact is that the painful truth is people who self-harm generally do it in secret. They aren't trying to manipulate others or draw attention to themselves. In fact, shame and fear can make it very difficult to come forward and ask for help.
And another myth is people who self-injure are crazy and or dangerous. And it is true that many people who self-harm suffer from anxiety, depression, or previous trauma, but just like millions of others in the general population, self-injury is how they cope with things. Slapping them with a label like crazy or dangerous isn't helpful to them at all.
People who self-injure want to die. Self-injurers usually don't want to die. When they self-harm, they aren't trying to kill themselves, they're trying to cope with their pain. In fact, self-injury may be a way of helping themselves go on living. However, in the long term, people who self-injure have much of a higher risk of suicide, which is why it's so important to seek help.
If the wounds aren't bad, it's not that serious. The severity of a person's wounds has very little to do with how much he or she may be suffering. Don't assume that just because the wounds or the injuries are minor that there's nothing to worry about, because it could be a lot worse than wounds.
How to help. This behavior can be addictive, and children and young people need support, love, and understanding to help them stop. There are a number of ways you can help someone who has depression, anxiety, or a mental issue with self-harm. Here are a few ways you can help. Number one is being there for them. It's been proven that's the best thing for you and for them in their time. Number two is giving a small gesture. You can send them a card, write them a letter, keep them company. Number 3 is not to judge and criticize them. It's hard enough as it is. We don't need somebody doing this. Lastly, number 4 is avoiding the tough love approach.
Other ways to help people are that you have to educate yourself about depression if you really want to help. Once you understand stuff about this, then you can better support someone. Patience is an important part of supporting them, and approach from when you're patient with your loved one, you're letting them know that it doesn't matter how long it's going to take or how involved the treatments are going to be, or the difficulties that accompany the passage from symptom onset to recovery, because you'll be there.
And here are just some pictures.
And we included this website because if anybody needs help with anything, then you can go to this website.
What made you pick this topic?
I think because a lot of teenagers in like our time now are going through this, and we just wanted to like give them another way to like reach out, and we wanted to send a message to like parents and teachers and guidance counselors as well to see like if they see any signs in the kid that they're with, because we wanted to show a way to help.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything in your research that shocked you, that you were surprised about or learned about? I mean, you guys should be therapists because this website is very good. You know, the myths are spot on, and you know, a lot of people that maybe are not in the mental health world, they don't know all the stuff that you have here. Was there anything in finding all this that shocked you about those myths and facts?
A lot of people, like, they do die from it, and they're mostly, like, they keep it to themselves, and when they're hurt, like, they'll cut themselves, and then they just keep it to themselves, they won't let it out anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's a high, like, statistic of how many people do it.
I don't think you realize when you're with people in like a group setting how many people are going through stuff like this and how many people actually do it. So it's kind of like an
Yeah, thank you.
If I could just add to what Ms. Check was saying, great job on your website. And one of the things you had in there as a myth was that I think, you know, it wasn't that big of a cut. It was just superficial. I just experienced that with an adult the other day, that, you know, they don't have information about this, and they said, oh, well, what's the big deal? It was just a superficial little thing. So spot on, good job with what you did there.
And to go along with what you said, I agree with you. Do you think that parents and teachers and counselors should have to almost not take a class on this, but have to be educated about this? Because we know about it, but that's pretty much it. Like, you told me things that I didn't know.
I think they should be educated a little more than they already are, because it really gives them a bit of insight into what's going on. Just because, like I said, they don't really know what's happening as much as our generation does. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great.
Good job, girls.